It's 6:30 in the morning. Good morning from Crater Lake. Look at these bathrooms. Bathrooms with mirrors. I was wrong. It's only 6:04. I'm in my tent and pitched out in the trees somewhere near the general store. Kind of DL. They're really chill. They don't really care where we sleep as long as we're not being silly and stupid. I just went to the bathroom. The bathrooms are really nice. I'm gonna lay back down for a bit though. Take advantage of this morning to get a little extra sleep and rest. Make up for night before last. Jimmy just got sick for a couple days on trail. Not bad, but just a little head cold. And I guess Hello Kitty said he was feeling something. And last night, Electrolyte, he said he felt like garbage and felt like he was coming down with something pretty tough. Yeah, I think I even saw him take some NyQuil. So I think those boys could definitely use some extra rest. And I'm going to take advantage of them needing rest and get myself some extra rest because I'm not feeling sick at all. And no need to go down that road. So I'm going back to sleep. All right. 7:30. So I'm back to sleep for like an hour and a half. Isn't it fun? I don't know why, but I always in my best sleep like right before I'm gonna be like waking up. I don't know why. I kind of like to just keep lying here. I might do that. But I also want some coffee. It's about 11:30 and we're here at Crater Lake Resort. Getting ready to dip on out of here. Just did a really awesome interview with Old Spice from the Bay. That was really cool. Super stoked. Thank you, Old Spice, and thank you for doing that, bro. I think it's going to be a really good interview. I'll edit that up over the next several miles and get that on YouTube. And yeah, man, that was great. That was, I think the best interviews are where I think the hardest interviews are when you don't know someone and you basically have to run off of a script, and then the quality and result of the interview is going to always be whatever's in the cards. But when it's people that know each other and when you have rapport with one another, I think you can get some really much more fruitful interviews. Fruitful in the sense that because what you want for an interview is the sharing of information, demystification of, what's really going on in the reality that the people are in that are being interviewed, be they musicians, hikers, athletes, artists, anything. And so I was really grateful. I'm really grateful for that. Yeah. So shout out Old Spice. Shout out. Yeah, man, just from this point on, we're gonna get up to the rim of Crater Lake. Really want to get up there just to see the lake. If we don't jump in, at least we get up there to the rim. Hello Kitty dipped off today. He's not gonna be hiking with us any longer. Probably not any longer. His daughter's turning 21 next month, and so he wants to get some miles in, and so he can go see her for when that happens. So adios, Hello Kitty. You're a real one, Chingon. And so now once again it's just me, Electrolyte, and Jimmy. And the plan is to get to Washington, to get our butts to Washington. So yeah, it's Sunday, so praise the Lord, and yeah. Day continues. All right, it's 1:30 right now. I'm getting out of Crater Lake Resort. Gonna get up to the rim of the lake. Just gonna walk it. It's about 4.5 miles, and then jump in the lake, and then get back to the trail, and either camp, depending on how things go, or maybe do a few miles. We shall see. But Crater Lake Resort is dope. There's been a bunch of smoke that moved in earlier. Big fire up in Bend that's rocking about 20,000 acres right now. So that's something that's, on the radar. Otherwise, sweet time here in Crater Lake. Really didn't expect to be spending the night, but I went so hard, man. It took me forever to pack up, just because I was mad chilling. So we out of here, and Sunday, day of the Lord, baby. Let's go. Day, I think 159? Is it 159 already? It might be. I don't know. We'll find out. We're once again on the PCT and headed to Crater Lake. And I think that ridge up there might be the ridge. That might be the rim, dude. The side trail we're taking to get there, or call it a side trail, it's a PCT. From Mazama Village is like 4.5 miles. So we're just absolutely marking this up there. Gonna get to that rim. Gonna get to that lake. And see how many times you jump in. There's a couple sick cliff jumps, so might have to get a ride to the north side of the lake once we get up to the rim to get to some of the cliff jumps, but we're getting there. He's looking right at me. You've been caught. You've been caught, baby. You little cutie. Been a minute since I seen a marmot. Yeah. We're getting into those good Pacific Northwest marmots. Car up here too. Look at this cutie. Hey, cutie. Oh, what a cutie. Oh. My arms are glistening. I think I just slammed 4.5 miles in an hour 15. I made it! What do we have here? Wow. I can't believe I'm here right now. Like, all that dreams of being here like this, mate. All that dreams of this. And here it is. Well, look at all the tourists are all here. The cars are all here. Everything's here. The water's here. It's not even overcast. Jesus. I gotta get home, man. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. It's been such an adventure, but Washington is the best place in the world, man. I'm so grateful to be here, but man, I'm ready to go home, man. I'm ready to go home. I feel like I'm right there, too. I'm so grateful to be here. I never thought I'd be here. I didn't think I'd make it. I worried I'd get hurt. At times I worried I'd run out of money. So many of you watching helped make this happen, and I'm gonna keep walking because I can. Because not everyone can. I can't believe I'm here. I don't have words for gratitude, man.
We came from New York for that. It's all right. We spent $1,000 to reschedule and hope tomorrow works. There you go.
Oh gosh, what time tomorrow?
We have the 12:45.
12:45. Okay.
We'll see.
Okay, 3:44 at Crater Lake. Need a little bit of Wi-Fi. Here's the lodge. Sup. And they have Wi-Fi there, so I'm gonna pop in here, cop some Wi-Fi real quick. Me and Jimmy Merck the 4.5 miles over here, and electrolyte still hasn't shown up, but it was pretty much just like 4.5 miles uphill, so bit of work. And you know, he's sick right now, so he might be here in a minute, but get in here and shoot him a text, let him know we're here, see what's up. Got to get to the other side. The north side of Crater Lake is where the cove is. It's like Covette Cove, I think, and it's the only spot on the trail in the lake where there's a trail down to the water. So that's where we got to go to jump, get in the water. So we'll see how this goes. So we're trying to get up to the spot on the lake where there's the only trail that goes down to the lake on the entire lake, which is kind of ridiculous, but whatever. And we're trying to get a ride. We're trying to get a hitch here of this spot, and it's pretty barren, but oh man, they got a rescue going on right now. Holy shit. Oh man, that's crazy. Is this the way to the cliff jump? Down there to the cliff jump? Sick. Hey. Whoa. No, you're good. Whoa. Ooh. Oh, someone got messed up, dude. We're going to the cliff jump, baby. We're gonna go jump off a clear off. We just got the sickest hitch from the sickest couple from Ashland, Oregon. Thanks so much, you guys. It meant so much. They straight up pulled over, backed up, and picked ourselves up. So, yeah. And now we're about to go get in this. Jimmy's probably down there already. So, Yurt. And I can't believe there's a rescue going on. Is that a Deftones t-shirt? Yeah. Let's go, dude. There's someone with a Deftones t-shirt. This is meant to be right here, dude. This is meant to be. Let's go. Look at all these tourists, man. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've been around this many tourists since Bernie Falls, man. This is wild. Oh my gosh. This is wild, dude. This is wild. Danger. Danger, danger. Oh my gosh. So many people. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, boys. I'm gonna skeet in front of you. Skeet skirt. Jimmy's probably already jumped in like twice by now, bro. Excuse me, guys. Look at all these people. This is almost to the bottom. Just like a gnarly trail cut. Slid through like hella dirt and sand. Had to call rocks. Some Italians got pissed at me. Whatever. We made it to Crater Lake. This is so sick. We made it to the actual lake. And it's like movie water. So blue. Unreal, dude. Unreal. Last jump of the day. Here we go.
Just film it like this?
Yeah, dude, straight up. Let's just go. All right. I'm gonna go fucking skip, dude.
Go for it.
All right. The day continues on. We have swam in Crater Lake, and we're getting a ride with two crazy fucking contractors named John and Dennis. And this is absolutely insane. There's a blow and go situation going on. This boy cold. And these guys are gonna take us several miles down the road in the back of their truck. This is wild. It's a diesel. Oh. These guys are out of here. Yes, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Aloha, boys. There they go. That was amazing, dude. All right, here we are. Here we are pitching. Look at that, man. Blow. Blow, Curtis, blow. I don't even know what trailhead this is.
We're somewhere, bro.
We're somewhere. We're somewhere in Oregon, and that's all that matters. We caught a ride from a couple crazy a couple crazy contractors. They weren't crazy. The driver had a blow and go. So, of course, we were guaranteed a sober driver. Praise God. But he gave us a ride way further than we thought we'd go. And we're at this campsite. We're about 24 miles north of Mazama Village. Today couldn't have worked out more amazingly. We met a Sobo, a Japanese Sobo, named, what was his name? Hell if I can remember. Anyways, nice guy, great guy. I was given a hitch by some folks who gave me some cardamom pepperoni. And I'm finishing that right now. And we got a fire pit. Today was amazing. Jumped in Crater Lake hella. Man, couldn't have asked for anything better, really. Now, if Jimmy's and Electrolytes head colds can clear up, we'll be 100% on top. We are out here, literally out here, doing the dang thing. Hello Kitty left. He's gone. Did I mention that already?
We're catching that fucker, though. You're saying gone like he's off trail.
He's dead. He's not dead. He skipped forward. His daughter's birthday is in Las Vegas shortly, and he's got to get to that. So he has logistics to consider, and he also wants to finish the trail, so he skipped forward to Bend. He got a ride to Bend. Yeah, he did, yeah. He got a red bend. We're gonna make camp and get chilling. Tomorrow is Monday, so praise God. It's Sunday. We were blessed up big time today, but tomorrow we have to go back to the office because it's Monday. So we shall see. Back to the office we go.
My favorite part too, we're not living next to the park anymore, so you don't have to hide in the trees to fucking smoke.
Dude, also there's a bathroom here so we can poop in it.
Get up and take a shit, bruh. And you didn't even use it.
This is such a good spot. We're literally flexing on the competition. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back on the chain gang.
Bro, what are the fans gonna do when we're done with the trail?
I don't know, bro. They're gonna need to see the mongoose. Cause Wild Boys has been done. We can't do Wild Boys. Nah, I don't think so. I don't know about that.
We're no longer with Hello Kitty.
I don't know about
Kitty was
that.
in it, He'd be wanting to do like a PCT Girls Gone Wild. Bro, that's a good
Oh
idea.
my god.
That's a good idea.
We could be Guys Gone Wild. On this next episode of Guys Gone Wild. We show you how to irresponsibly start a forest fire.
The fans won't be able to tell if we're secretly becoming gay. Go Foxy. Foxy Worldwide.
Shout out Foxy Worldwide. All the time. Back on the chain gang. No, they were his crew that he had hired to do trail work, and the weather was so shitty they bailed, and he was up checking them out, and then okay, I was not above cheating, and I didn't hitchhike to go around stuff, but when you get the white pass, you get a choice to hike the trail or take a side trail over and catch the lift and ride down to the lodge. So it was raining, and I did that. We got met by Dave Mayer, who was the base manager, and his kids were Phil and Steve that won the Olympics back in in Lake Placid in New York. We stayed there for 2 days because it was fucking raining.
Really?
Yeah. See, guys, how many days of rain have you had? Three. Three or four. Three. Good gosh, you don't even have an umbrella. Nope. Three or four. God. Maybe five. God.
Yeah, I think for me like 4 or 5.
Well.
Yep, absolutely nothing.
But then, the trail. Well, I mean, the trails are going to be dry. That's the way they are. When I did it, was so wet. The fucking mud was so gooky. It was coming over the top of my high top boots.
Well, I mean, we just haven't been to Washington yet,
Well, yeah. There's a woman in Bend. She wrote a book. Was it Hiker Trace, something like that? She and her husband took off and did it, and they got stuck. I believe at Stevens Pass. The weather came in, and they got socked in, and snow fell, and the trail was closed. It was closed because of snow.
Ugh.
And they weren't able to do it. Have you walked all the way?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning?
And meaning I haven't walked the entire trail, and I haven't walked the entire length of it in Washington. I've just done sections of it in Washington.
But you started. This is the through hike for you.
Oh yeah. We walked the entire way. We had to skip a little spot in Northern California because of a little fire.
Yeah.
So we haven't at this point we haven't even had to skip over 100 miles.
When you haven't, you've skipped that much?
We've skipped.
You've had to skip?
We've skipped. Oh yeah, we've had to skip because of fires.
Okay.
Yeah, because of fires, and we barely missed 100 miles of trail.
Good deal.
The rest of it, we've walked the entire way.
So, are you able to classify yourself as a legitimate through hiker?
I mean, I think I think there's two different trains of thought as that.
Yes, there is.
There's folks who say, well, until you've completed your first through hike, you're not a through hiker. But I personally have met some folks out here that have never completed an entire through hike, but they are fucking through hikers, man.
Yeah.
It's just like you just look at it, it's like, oh, you've got this.
You know it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a life that goes along.
Yeah,
with that,
like you
know?
can handle this lifestyle.
Uh-huh,
You can do it.
uh-huh,
You got it down
uh-huh,
pat.
uh-huh.
And you know what? I bet next year you're gonna do one too.
Oh yeah.
So, and those folks, I'm like, yeah, you're a through hiker, man.
I feel like the big thing it comes down to is it's like if you do skip, kind of where do you draw the line? Is it just coming from you're just lazy, you just don't want to hike, or is it something where it's
Can
like
I use your lighter?
There's a reasoning where
Well, do you think? Yeah, and of course that's all the power of rationalization, but that certainly makes more sense. You know that if you, this is crazy. I was in Georgia at the. Have you done the AT?
I have not. No, I haven't done.
And I haven't either. But I was down at.
Nor have I.
I was down at Southern Georgia at the southern terminus, and I parked at a pass that was maybe a day and a half, 2-day walk from Amicalola Falls from the start, and I just observed hikers coming up there that, they were over their head.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the failure rate, and I don't know what happens that, what happens with this one. People's feet or their eyes are bigger than their feet or something like that, and they fail.
Of a great way to put it, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like a big thing is it's like people tend to overcomplicate it and just because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's walking. Yeah, it is really just walking, but it's also too where it's like some people dive into it way too deep, and it's like, oh, I need to be doing this, and that, and then there's other people.
Well, what you're doing is you're basing that from your value system.
Yeah. Yep.
And each person. I mean, this is the thing. You started. When did you start? April.
March 26th.
Okay. Good God. Good
Yeah.
God.
And March 20th for me.
Good God.
Yeah.
I started in the tail end of. God, was it? It was April.
Okay.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I booked it out. My itinerary is based on 15 miles a day.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I got some days that were more than that, but that was pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
So that got me to here that the 20th. I looked at today. If I could find where I was, so I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, and you're not going to compare it.
God, we say that all the time. Fuck, it is what it is, guys.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Am I wearing that out?
No, not at all. It's just so it's really amazing to hear the way you say that, and to also like reflect that and how we have been experiencing certain instances where we're all looking at each other going, it is what it is. Like, we want the continuous footpath. We want to make it to Canada. We don't want anything to stop us. But when things happen and the challenges arise, like there's time after time, we look at each other and we're like, fucking, it is what it is. And it's hard sometimes. We get really frustrated sometimes with it too.
I've tried always just thinking too. I was like, for how I've been before this and all that, it's like I know this isn't going to be the last time I do some big like trail or at least
so
some
that
big
that
travel.
keeps you that helps you overcome
it's
whatever
like,
that obstacle was.
Yeah, because it's like in the end, it's just like a lot of the other stuff I've done where it's like I'll be terrified, I'll be super uncomfortable, but it's in the end, it's like you always do get through it. It always does work itself out, and then in the end, you're always just like, wow, I really did that.
So I'm going to throw a turd in the punch bowl with this question.
Yeah.
Is that you started in Mexico? You started in March. That's your life has been spent and with one purpose, is going north.
Yeah.
Every footstep goes that way. There's a point when you hit Slate not Slate Pass, the pass in Canada, or in Hearts Pass. When you hit that place, you know, is that, you know, this adventure is completed,
Yeah.
and you're going to now you go to another phase in your life, and it's running aground. It's the, you know, when you've been dealing with, you understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that at the bottom rungs, you know, it's safety, food, and shelter, and that's solely what your life is built on right now. And you're going to go back to society where you've got running hot water and a roof over your head that withstands the 90-mile-an-hour winds that your tent fell down in, you know?
Yep.
And then it's going to be a matter that you're going to work for an employer, perhaps, and the employer is going to tell you that, you know, this is what your job is, and I expect you to be here, and that adjustment that you've got to go through. So some of it starts to become I don't want to finish.
Yeah. I already, like, now that we're at the point where I actually can feel that.
Can feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's from here. It's a matter of just choosing to stick with the last of the trail.
Because it becomes something we were talking earlier about, you know, if you're a hiker, if you hiked every foot of it, or you took a ride, and if you took the ride, it was because you were lazy. You know, so you rationalize, you figure out where that is.
Yeah.
You know, in this thing is, well, you got to hit the Columbia. I'm not telling you what you got to do, but I understand that the bulk of the trail is behind you, and it's like, I've proven to myself that I can do this.
Exactly.
It's just a matter, just another month and a half.
Yeah, just stick with it.
God, yeah, because you got that. So so we did was that out of it was Cascade Locks. There were 3 of them. We walked across the fucking Cascade Locks, taking up a traffic lane.
Yeah.
We walked 3 abreast.
No way.
Going across that graded bridge.
Wow.
And then it was the old Cascade Trail that took off, and the guidebook says you don't need to look to see the rattlesnakes because your head will be right there. The fucking trail went right up. It was monstrous steep, and it was right after a food drop. And the next stop was, I think, White Pass. So it was like 14 days worth of food, humping that fucking steep hill.
That is a long food carry, man.
Where was your food carry? Where was your last food carry?
We just
Where'd
got
you last
one.
get?
Ashland to Crater Lake.
Yeah.
Crater Lake. Where'd you get Crater Lake? Are you mailing stuff to you?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. So you are doing
Somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a little bit of extras, but then the hiker boxes, just with so many hikers, there's like, they'll have boxes of just pretty much donations.
Yep,
With people
yep.
with extras, and I got from here up to Sisters, 173 miles for free. So
Sisters.
yeah.
Sisters is still north.
Yeah, it's 150 miles north from here.
Oh,
But
that's
how I'm carrying.
Oh,
it,
the
so.
food that you were able to get from the hiker box.
Yeah,
Yep.
He's going to provision you for that.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I've had times where we've been in a town with really good cheap stores, you know, and I've bought extra and mailed a package north.
Something like that.
Yeah. Mailing, you know, priority. It's $30 a box.
Oh, is it?
It's $27. Yeah. And so it's like, well, you know, the cost efficiency has to be there to do that.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I mean that's one of the criteria. But certainly looking at, like, you're going to get to Odell Lake up here a little further. Is one, you know, and there's other places that there are campground stores, you know, and you're able to get Jif peanut butter.
Sure.
And
you get some tortillas.
And the brown bread is white bread with some coloring in it. I mean, so nutrition wise, you could be limited to what you're going to get.
Yeah, maybe you can get some Pop-Tarts or some instant oatmeal or things like that.
In the hiker box. Well, or in the grocery store.
At the little stores. However, but the little stores, you know the little foil packets of tuna and chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, we eat a ton of those.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know,
aren't they though?
You find those at Walmart for $1.29.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some of these, like, trail towns that are, like, right off the trail.
Oh,
where
yeah.
They'll have a little general store.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll be $5 there.
Oh, well, yeah, but they're there. It's food.
But they're there.
Because you got the other choice is, you know, where do you hitch?
And that's the other thing, too, is a lot of hikers will be like, "Oh gosh, you remember when we went into this town? You remember how expensive the tuna was? Oh man!" And it's like, yeah, but that town was in the middle of nowhere, man.
And some of these towns are so tiny. It's like, yeah, it sucks that they tax, like they'll make
what?
certain hiker like items like more expensive just because they know that's what hikers are gonna buy. And it sucks, but it's in some of these towns though where it's like I'd be surprised that they're not doing it. So it's
I'm going to challenge you on that. Because I can't say that they do that. You know, that they see you and wait a minute, it's a hiker trash. You know, and they're going to raise the price up. Is that price is for everybody, and that's just what everybody pays. So that's what you're not special.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we're not special.
You know, when I did it in '78, there were so few people that were doing that. So I mean, it was what are you doing? Where'd you start? Sort of thing. And you guys, you know, after that, you know, Cheryl Strayed with, you know, her thing that started that, and whether you got onto that because of that or whatever, but you got thousands of people that are doing this now. And it just becomes shit. It's just another guy going through.
With the money thing though, I feel like a lot of it more so.
What money thing?
Well, like how places will, like things they know hikers will buy, how it'll be.
Well,
I feel like it's only though comes from that point because of the trail has been. I mean, how most people view the trail is just more of like a vacation, almost to where it's the average budget these days is like 10 to 12K.
What?
To hike.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it becomes a matter of motel camping, restaurant eating, and the like. So you've got that. Beyond that, if you're just grocery store eating, but nonetheless, that was your answer. It's the money problem now. So keep on going with.
It's
what
more
you're...
the hikers though that cause it than like anything else.
You know,
it's not like a bad thing though.
No, it's
it's
not.
like if you want to come out here and spend your money, that's your money to spend.
Well, I mean, you could go to Diamond Lake here.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go by Diamond Lake, so there's a general store at Diamond Lake, and they're going to charge. They're not going to differentiate a hiker from from somebody that's suburban camping in the campground.
That's just how much the cream cheese costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So you can't. I don't know. There's one thing like in Appalachia, I don't know, Damascus, something like that. My focus has been on mountain biking. I've done a couple backpacks since, but not of any magnitude. But nonetheless, the trail, the trail went right down the sidewalk in town, and there were stores there. I mean, I can't speak to what's happened with the Crest, but back on the AT, is that there are places that cater to that. That's what it is, and whether they charge more or not, I don't know. But the fact is that they cater. And you've had some camps some places that I don't know if you still have them, but where et cetera, where they put out the red carpet and they specialized in, in taking care of hikers. So,
and that's when that happens, I don't know. It's amazing.
What?
To me, when that happens, when places cater to the hikers.
Oh yeah.
Because to me, I'm in the camp of like we're just hikers.
Sure.
This is us choosing to take this as a vacation.
Yeah.
So for a small community to bend over backwards for our needs, and some of them do, it's amazing. But I really
sure. And what it is, it's not you personally.
Sure, yeah.
It's all of these people that are doing it.
Right.
And if stories abound about people that do bike packing trips and come into communities, et cetera. My observation in life has been is that people are good and people want to help. Not everybody does, but the ones that do, are so grateful.
Right.
There was some place down in Southern California where the guy told us we had the run of his house and he was gone. So he turned us on to a shower and we stayed at his picnic table in the back, and it was really odd going into his house, but nonetheless, the point is that you're going to find those kind of people, those guys that gave you a ride.
Yeah. Well, we just had an experience with that recently down in Rogue River Valley with a gal who was just an old river guide, and she put us all up in her garage.
I've been there,
took
I
us
know
out on
you
the river
guys.
the
Yeah,
next
she
day.
took us out on the river the next day, and we're just like, we don't deserve this. We're just hiking this trail, but she was like, yeah, well, I want to take care of you guys, and we're just all like, we just couldn't be more, like grateful for it.
How do you deal with that?
Oh, we express, first of all, we express our gratitude.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
this means this much, but
Sure.
also we try and contribute in any way we can when we stay there.
Sure,
Like, hey,
sure.
can we clean up your garage
Sure.
for you? Can
Oh
we
yeah.
take your
Oh,
trash
God,
out
that's
for
a
you?
better deal.
Let's do the dishes for you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like anything we can do.
Sure.
My
You
thing
know?
though with like the super like nice things is this is just like the evil side of me where it's like I'm trying to like balance. It's like at what point am I taking advantage?
Oh.
At what point am I like justified in like accepting like whatever they're offering? And it's like
The hard part of that is that when you're independent, you're in all can be really willing to offer help to people, but you find it difficult to accept the help that they're giving to you,
I get that.
and you have to cope with that somehow. That
And at what point is that pride? At what point is that being so proud or egotistical?
is it? I
But
don't know.
is it by
Whatever.
being like, oh, I can never accept help. I'll give you all the help. Are you being a martyr
See?
or what? I don't know. Maybe you just have a problem with accepting people's kindness.
I mean, so here I am. For example, I came. We happen to be in the same place. I walked over here
Sure.
to share this experience with you.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to. It's the fact is that it's camaraderie that we've done. I've done what you're doing.
Right.
So therefore, it's a brotherhood, so to speak.
I agree.
And therefore, my living arrangement is not much more advanced than what your camping is.
I can relate.
So
Oh, okay, I'll relate.
so, yeah, but so this was crazy. So last year, I went over Sandy Pass, rode to McKenzie down there, and I pick up backpackers. So as I was heading west, unfortunately, I ran into a guy, but he was going in the wrong direction, so I couldn't get him. But then as I was coming back, Santiam got on the pass and ran into a hiker there at the pass, and picked him up and gave him a ride. He told me that he had a pack problem, that he needed to go to REI in Bend. Well, I'm staying in Bend. I drove him right to REI. We got a
wow.
parking space like three spaces before the door. It just happened to open up. He took his pack in and he went in, and I drove away a few blocks to where I was going to go to just do business. And I turned around and looked, and he had left his hat on the stove in my van.
Oh no.
So shit, I got back in my van and I beat feet back to REI, and he was still there, and I gave it to him, and had just the joy of him, he knew that he lost it, and what was, going through his mind.
He had already played the mental game.
Exactly.
of, I lost my blessed belonging.
I lost my hat, and it shows
Once
up.
you play that game, once you go through those motions in your head of, oh
Yeah.
no,
Yep.
I left my headlamp in the
Yep.
last town.
Yep.
Oh no, I
Yep.
left my hat in that
Oh,
guy's
yeah.
van.
Oh yeah.
Like, but when that comes back around, it's like, no way.
I had one. I was down in California and got in that night, and somewhere along the day, maybe it was lunchtime. I had a spoon. My dad gave me this spoon,
Yeah.
and it wasn't in my pack.
Oh no.
And it's just like you're talking about. I fucking lost it. Oh
Yeah.
shit! And I'm going through the rest of the day. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? How is this going to go? And when I set my camp up, the spoon was in my tent. But I sympathize. I know
That's
what it
actually
is.
literally happened to me. I literally did that once where I left my spoon in my tent, packed on my tent, and all the whole day I was like, I stopped to have lunch because I like to cook lunch sometimes. And I stopped to cook. I'm like, no, No, no. Oh man. Oh fuck, man. Oh, that was my second one. And then later that night, opened up the tent and I didn't actually find it that night. I
Oh, you
found
didn't-
it the
oh, not even
next
that- oh,
night.
God.
I grieved for 2 days, but then finally,
Eating with your fingers.
I was using my poop trowel, which never touches poop. It just
no.
touches dirt.
But whatever.
Yeah, but and then that one night I was lying there and I turned my headlamp on to find everything's set out where it needs to be. There's my spoon. It's been in my tent the whole time. And there was actually one time in Chester, California. There's a public park in Chester, California with a big amphitheater where the city allows through hikers to sleep there. And they have electrical outlets for us to charge our electronics. And so it's very cool. And we were sleeping there one night and I was cooking dinner and I was talking to Electrolyte. He's in his tent now, but I was talking with him, shooting the breeze, and I just fumbled. I'm a bit of a butterfingers, and I fumbled my spoon and it fell between the cracks in this little wooden amphitheater stage. And I was like, no. And I went and crawled all around the outside of it and I couldn't find a way under the deck. I was like, it's gone. I can't get in there. I don't have I'd need a crowbar to pull up this plank. And the next morning I'm having my coffee with these other hikers and I'm bemoaning the fact that I lost another spoon yet again. And all of a sudden Electrolyte comes up and goes, I got it out with my fishing line.
Oh, did he?
And I was like, no way. So that godforsaken little spoon is a pain in my neck.
Are you wearing it on a lanyard around your neck?
Nope.
It ain't going away.
But I put it in the same part in my pack every night, every day,
and
all the
check
time.
it too.
Yep.
Yeah, knock
So
on
would you-
wood, but I'm.
So you guys, when you get to Santiam Pass, there's an old lodge. It's when I went through there in '78, it was owned by a church organization, and they had a church camp going on, and they were like junior high school boys, something like that. So the four of us come rolling into there, and what we found
Big
out,
Lake Youth Camp?
yeah,
Yeah.
and was it a quarter a meal or 50 cents a meal or something, and 50 cents for a bunk or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was known. We got into there, and I hitchhiked down to Sisters to get food and my mail in my box. Hitchhiked back up, had dinner, and the next day was it raining? It was shitty. We decided not to go, so we hitchhiked down to Sisters and spent the day in taverns and hitchhiked back up, and we were kind of loaded with the boys and a little carried. The next day it was raining, so we stayed there. One of the guys and I had been on a fire crew, so we regaled with the kids with fire stories and whatnot, and had dinners and whatnot with them. And the third day it was raining, and we were kind of starting to not to go, and the kids, humorously said, "You got to go." They wouldn't. But that lodge, though, when I drive over Santiam, I swing in there and walk up to it, but it's being restored of some kind. So, so you got Santiam. Oh, you got things coming up. The Goat Rocks. You've been to the Goat Rocks, and you know what that's going to be. The Alpine Lakes Wilderness. But the creme is going to be Glacier Peak. Up there into Stehekin.
That area is just to die for.
Yeah.
Man, that's where I grew up backpacking and hiking.
Where?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Snohomish County.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right there.
So I was up on Mountain Loop Highway, up on the Highway 2, up off I-90, near Snoqualmie.
Mazama. Do you know the difference? Do you know how a local pronounces that town?
Muzama. There's Washingtonians and there's Washingtonians.
Oh yeah, but no, wait a minute. I think that was almost like a Sasquatch pronunciation.
And I'm a Washingtonian.
A Washingtonian?
A Washingtonian.
Oh yeah, from Chewelah?
Well, so Washingtonian. It's like Davenport and a sofa. and then there's Methow Valley.
Oh, the Meadow Valley.
The Methow Valley.
Yep.
Don't call it Metho Valley.
No,
Methow.
No, it's Methow. I lived in Spokane, and I lived in the Puget Sound. So I lived in Washington for 18 years. So
no way.
I played the Cascades, backcountry skied, backpacked. skied the peaks, and whatever else over time. So
I'll tell you something. I'm 34. I was born in 1990.
Okay.
And I've never traveled outside of Washington until now, man.
okay,
And for my first, traveling experience being the PCT, I've just been blown away.
so because I've ridden in 49 states,
Yeah.
and that's a feat that very few people do.
Yeah.
But I tell you that the number one reason a person has for a trail being their most favorite is that they can ride it from home. And it becomes that's what you what's local meets all of your needs.
Yeah.
So it's like traveling to go somewhere as, wait a minute, I know what I can get right here.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to get there. Yes, it could be better. It could be different, but it's a risk that goes. So I mean, I lived in Gig Harbor.
Really?
Across the bridge.
Oh my gosh.
So my
yeah.
skiing was done. We pretty much went to Rainier.
Yeah.
Snoqualmie was cruddy, and going to Baker had better snow, but it was like a 4-hour drive or something.
Yeah, a bit of a saga.
So there was no. I mean, just a second. I could drive 2 hours and be skiing at Rainier, and still be 2 hours away from going to Baker. So it made more sense to go where I could play quickly. So that's just the way it goes. You had what you needed where you were, so why go anywhere?
Yeah.
But then it becomes a question: how far did you travel in Washington? No, that's another one. You could have just said, maybe that's what you did. Okay, this is what I need. I don't need. Why do I want to go to Spokane? You ever been to Spokane?
Of course.
Okay. No, I mean, I lived in the Puget Sound for 10 years and never went to Spokane because there's no need to go to
I
Spokane.
only went to Spokane because I had a job that sent me over there.
There's a different
it was
story.
a delivery job.
Your employment.
Yeah, and because I thought, Eastern Washington, I'll go there sometime.
Sometime,
but,
exactly.
Only out of necessity, and it wasn't until necessity took me there that I realized the beauty of Eastern Washington. And northeastern Washington. Holy
God.
cow, man. The Okanagan Forest.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
There's some incredible trails out there. Loads of them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. And just going out there, you don't have Big Sky on the west side of the Cascades. And a little Big Sky is good for the soul.
Big Sky.
Yeah,
What,
Big Sky.
open to the sky
Yeah,
is what you mean? Okay.
Open to the sky with nothing around, no timber around you, no forest around you, no hills around you, flatlands, Big Sky.
Where do you get that?
In Eastern Washington.
Exactly. I wasn't going to lead you.
No,
But certainly the Puget Sound is that over there. I mean, the difference. So I've spent time in Oak Ridge as an example, and you get on the wet side. I mean, you guys are on the crest, pretty much. It's. You're there. You're not getting. You can look to the west, and you can see what water does. But in essence, you're kind of on the rain divide. But But to get over to that side, where the clouds are dropping the rain, and the sheer density and the height of the trees is just that's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But
the
Eastern
Washington as well.
Eastern Washington, it's Ponderosa pine and open and whatnot.
Ponderosa pine, man. The Ponderosa pine. I gotta get to bed.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, thank you for. Yeah. What time are you guys leaving?
Can we hear an excerpt? Can you read us an excerpt?
Okay. Yeah.
I would love to hear one.
Well, this is what I was reading was just I don't know how to make this thing red. I was reading the day.
And this is from your hike.
Yeah. Jeff is going back for his sister's wedding. He had 2 dogs. One was a pup and one was an older dog. And the younger dog, and they had their food in there, and the younger dog lost his pack. So we've had problems finding that pack. But let's see. We'll meet up with us at White Pass. Greg and I took a sauna and met Ken, who asked if we wanted to get high. But of course, so we went up to his room later and put a buzz on, talked with him for a while, and went to bed. So this was at Hood. So I could go back, perhaps, and find out where I was. Where I was at when I was here, 8:30. I don't know. Oh, Greg was sick. That's Washington. What I did is I wrote it, and then when I got to the end of the book, I turned it over and I wrote on the other side. So I'm having to switch sides to note 827 to find this one. No, I bought all my food when I was in Ohio, and boxed it up, and my dad mailed it to me. And when I started, I ended up changing my diet,
Really?
and I didn't eat the stuff that he sent. So, I was eating lentils, for example. I mean, I had an MSR multi-fuel stove, and that's what I carried, and a sig pot. So I cooked, and it wasn't, I mean, that's what that was. Finally left Sandium, but it was still nasty. Rained all day. Checked the weather yesterday, and the weather was slept so well last night. Just had lay off at Mesa Meadows. It's all bald eagle. I mean, and I can read other ones, but I was just looking for the Huckleberry Pancakes. That was Waldo, or not Waldo, but yeah, you'll go by Waldo. You go by Charlton Lake, Waldo Lake. You'll be there at the time that the mosquitoes now are gone. That's just a spectacular lake. It's a landlocked lake with no water coming in and no water going out. It's a blue color that's absolutely spectacular. But the mosquitoes, it seems like July 29th is the turning point when they, you can go there and they're less. But if you're before that, it's just awful. I had a book I was reading up there at another time, and the book was just slithered with squashed mosquitoes.
Oh.
South entrance, Diamond Peak Wilderness. Oh God! Oh, so I'd worked at Toketee, and we'd come up to Diamond Lake was the first grocery store, 20 miles away. And I visited there quite a few times when I was working for the Forest Service, and I'd see the fisher people coming off of the dock, with stringers of fish. So there's a Diamond Lake. There's a restaurant there, and I was drooling for days waiting to have a trout dinner. And I got there and I ordered it, and they said they didn't have any trout.
No way.
And I said, what? I see these people pulling them out. She said, we're not allowed to sell them. They're wild fish, so we couldn't. So here, this is, okay, August 3rd. Spent the morning with Terry and learned a few photographic things. He was a photographer and published a couple books. He dropped me off after lunch at the Rim, near above the junction. I just had no get up and go after spending an enjoyable evening with him. Bushwhacked down the trail, having problems slightly with the dead reckoning. So I bushwhacked. This is off a crater. So this is a day that way. Even missed the spring with a trail leading right to it. There seems to be very few to no one in the park. I don't understand. Wrote a postcard, smoked one paper special reefer. After one day, caught a buzz. Maybe that's why I slept poorly last night. Tomorrow is Diamond Lake. I'm sitting in a meadow writing this with flies pestering, broken blisters that I'm trying to air out. Hummingbird is turned on by my red sleeping bag. I had a hummingbird that was actually hovering, and my sleeping bag had a red liner on it. Saw a moth here that resembles a hummingbird. And it's a hummingbird moth. So it's eating habits, tongue like the hummingbirds. The hummingbird would drive it away when they see them. A Park Service employee showed up.